Hey guys, welcome to Choices Talk Show. I'm your host Nirbande, and if you have already watched my video regarding the Choices Insiders of December, you know that the next year, probably in January, if not in February, the Open Heart Book 3 is going to come out. So let's review first like what happened in the last Open Heart Book 2. So Open Heart Book 2, actually a lot of things happened, so I'm not going to go over all of those things, because Open Heart Book 2, that was a book like in every chapter I felt like a lot of things were going on, lot of stuff were happening, so main things, but I'm going to talk about things that are going to have impact in the book 3. So definitely the big thing that happened was about, the budget cut that we see from the very first second chapter of the book. Edenbrook was gonna close, and it closed again, but the billionaire Leland Bloom, he finally saves the hospital, but it's in a good way or not good way that we're gonna find out. That's going to unfold in book 3, because Open Heart, it was like a different thing before Leland Bloom owned it, and now when Leland Bloom owns it, it's a different thing. And we know like we have like how authoritarian he is, like how he believes in all those things, like you can buy anything if you have money and stuff like that, to give competition for what you want to have. So all those beliefs that Leland Bloom believes in, so we are to find out like how those things are going to, and major changes in Edenbrook is going to happen. So we at the last chapter, if you guys remember the last chapter, we didn't have any dimensions, so that was pretty awesome, by the way, and we deserved that, to be honest. But anyway, so in the last chapter, we see like all of those things that are going to take place. They basically, Leland Bloom, he breaks the windows because he's going to renovate it, and he's going to give Edenbrook a new look and stuff like that, and all of those stuff, with best doctors, it's going to be up and at 'em, just going to be the best hospital in the whole world, because, we know Leland Bloom. We have seen him throughout the course of the book in various chapters, and what he thinks, his principles, his stuff. So it's sort of, competition makes people better and stuff like that. You have to live for the competition and stuff like that. And also we see what we're going to see in terms of we're going to see Ethan Ramsey versus Leland Bloom at some point, because we see at the end chapter when Leland Bloom is explaining to Ethan like how the changes are going to take place and how he hopes those changes are going to take place, and he's renovating stuff, and Ethan is like, oh no, he wants to go to the the sort of the diagnostics room, but like Leland Bloom is keeping him from going there, or he says that I also want to see your work and stuff like that. So the things sort of that annoys Ethan Ramsey, all of those things are Leland Bloom. And in earlier chapters you also saw when Leland Bloom was ill, Ethan and Leland Bloom, they don't agree. So the kind of authoritarianism that Leland Bloom believes, the kind of personality he has, character he has, Ethan is nowhere near that, and Ethan is totally opposite. So that's one thing to notice we're going to see. And also another thing we're going to see is probably Esme. So the way there was a decision whether to throw Esme under the bus or back her up. So if you choose, I chose to of course back her up, and I didn't say to the hospital management that Esme killed Levi on purpose. So now I think it's going to depend what sort of choice you made on that. It's going to depend that whether Esme is going to be a friend of yours in the book 3 or a foe of yours. So that's going to be unfolded in that book 3. So I'm really excited. And one other thing they explain there, that new book, doctors, their new life, everything is going to change. But one thing they did mention in that insiders at the end of that you're going to have fight, and you're gonna have your old rivals back. Now when they say old rivals, now a lot of people will be pushing for Declan Nash, but I wouldn't say Declan Nash, because he was not a competitor. He was sort of an antagonist character, but antagonist and sort of competitive if you talk about it. So you remember from book 1 Landry Olsen, who was our friend all the way up until chapter 16 or 15 or 17, and at the end moment we found out that he is not our friend, but he betrayed us And then but it was not hard. So Landry explains like how we were becoming so we're growing so close to Ethan. But we at the first chapters, when we meet sort of Landry, we saw that he was a big fan of Landry. He used to carry he was a big fan of Ethan. Landry, so Landry used to carry books of Ethan. So now our main character grew so close to Ethan. So that made Landry jealous, and that's why he did what he did in terms of throwing our main character under the bus and getting us expelled from the hospital and banning us from our, banning us our doctoring license and stuff like that. The whole thing, that hearing took place in the first chapter. So he basically exposed, he betrayed us, and he said the authority, the family of that, woman that we experimented some unused drugs on that woman to cure her, and that totally went south. But anyway, if you read at that point, you would see that the woman, I don't remember her name, but she was a very sweet woman, and she was in the hospital for a long time, but she wanted to go away from the hospital anyway. So I think that we sort of helped her, in a way we sort of helped her. So our main character doesn't feel too much bugged about that, because definitely there's some sort of regretting, but nothing to regret, because she said that she's not going to regret. If she gets to live in France or away from this hospital for one day, it would be her bonus, and that's all she wanted, and we gave her. So anyway, so if you remember Landry Olsen, who later he didn't, later when we confronted Landry Olsen about that, he betrayed us. Like, he basically said that, okay, I don't want any competition, and he went back to our competitor hospital of Edenbrook. So basically now probably he's going to come back to our Edenbrook, or maybe from that Mass Kenmore hospital where he is currently now. As of book 2, probably there's going to be competition between these two hospitals, where Landry Olsen's character is going to. So in book 2 we see him while the baseball softball game, if you remember, but other than that I don't think like Landry Olsen's character played a big role. There's a moment when Elijah and they were first when they first saw each other, there was a friendly nature, but then Elijah realizes that what he did to our group, what he did to our main character, and then the pleasure feelings on Elijah's face, they got replaced by anger, disappointment, and really everything. And he just said that like he acted toward Landry Olsen badly, sort of the way he deserves, because he betrayed us, he betrayed our main character. But so I think that Landry Olsen's character is going to be that sort of when they say like an old rival is going to be back, so I think old rival is going to be Landry Olsen. So that's all, guys. I'm really excited for Open Heart book 2, book 3, and as I said, it's probably going to be released in January, late January, if not early February, like it released last year. And there are more books and surprises to come. And subscribe to my channel. Get press the bell button or the notification button, because you have to get notified to my channel, because if you don't keep yourself updated or notified, you're not going to get a lot of new books are going to come. Wolf Bride, Foreign Affairs, Open It Book 3 next year, and other 2 books are to come. So if you want to get all those news, and if you want to be updated with those, then this is your place. Thank you guys for listening. See you. Bye.